Welcome to another Monday. Hello.
Hello.
So I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of videos that I want to play.
Okay.
It's funny to watch at the beginning of the show. Like people start watching, and all of a sudden, they just dropped off. But that's fun. All right, I got a bunch of videos I want to get in, and then we'll talk about something. I have no idea what it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot.
All right.
So here we go.
A few days ago, I awakened to see on my dining room table a whole bunch of newspapers about President Trump, former President Trump, being indicted for what to me seemed like the phoniest charges I've ever seen in my life. He is the former President of the United States. He won tens of millions of votes in the last election. It is not at all clear that he's done anything that in any way endangers the national security, and yet he is being indicted and has the possibility of spending the rest of his life and several other people's lives in prison. I think we're now in an occupied country, very reminiscent of Paris under the German occupation. Scary.
It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Well, thank you. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle.
I've never seen this before in my life. Current Major League Baseball players go at a team about who they are promoting. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are a hate group, and the Dodgers decide in their pride ceremonies that they are going to honor this group. Well, Trevor Williams, he ain't having it. He's not on the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw has been with the organization, says he issues with the sisters and not the LGBT community. I don't get all emotional about this stuff, but damn, I did go to Catholic school. I do practice Catholicism. I am disgusted by some of the things, but why do I have to go to a baseball game and see a group that openly mocks my faith? Please explain that to me. You can't. The only explanation is the Dodgers did what every group is doing now in the interest of inclusion. Why do you have to be inclusive at a baseball game? Why can't you just have a baseball game?
Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence for their outstanding service to the LGBTQ+ community. Sister Unity and Sister Lydia. Our next guest is the only openly gay Major League Baseball player, current or former, alive.
Save our children! Viva Cristo Rey! Save our children!
I visited red states and blue states, and I found that the common values that unite us are deeper than our divisions. And I thought you might clap for that.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt.
A watercraft that takes people to view the wreck of the Titanic is missing in the Atlantic Ocean. The tourist submersible visits the wreck near Newfoundland with dives lasting up to 10 hours. The company that charges $250,000 for the expedition views the famous ship almost 4,000 meters below the surface. The Boston Coast Guard said an operation to find it was underway.
It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Well, thank you. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle.
I had to play that one again because that one makes me happy just watching it.
That guy is a turd. Holy smokes.
Man.
How? Pennsylvania, what is wrong with you? How do you vote for that guy? How does he get any votes?
Look, man, I'm not even going to make fun of the fact that he dresses weird because, I mean, that's what I like to wear, and so maybe I would do the same thing. But And I'm not even making fun of the fact that he's had a freaking stroke, because that's awful and that's terrible. It could happen to any of us, and that is absolutely awful. However, if you're, how are you elected to office, and that's what you are like?
If you've had a stroke and it prevents you from doing the job of leadership, then you don't lead. Simple as that.
If I have a stroke during this show, I'm expecting that you're going to take over and finish it for me, kick me out of the studio, and say, when you recover, you can come back to doing the show.
No, I'm going to expect you to keep doing it.
But until then, I don't want to sound like this guy.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt.
All right. I'm committed to the infrastructure, too.
I'm not going to let him go with having a stroke. He just doesn't know the word.
You think?
Yeah, I definitely think that. I definitely think he doesn't know the word. Because he stumbled over it and fucked it up a couple different ways. He doesn't know the word. It's not that he couldn't say it because his tongue half works or something. He literally doesn't know the word.
To be fair, Biden is like a collapsed bridge, yes.
The jewel of the infrastructure.
Wow, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Doug, you're correct. I mean, man, I understand being like a blue state and you want to vote D all the way down the line. That's fine. I get it. I mean, that's what most people do anymore, and it's sad. Yeah. It shouldn't be like that. People should actually be informed when they go to vote. But how stupid do you have to be to vote for this guy? Couldn't you have found anything better to vote for? There's had to be something on. I would have just left it blank. I mean, what are you doing?
Well, and I'm going back to the dressing as well. If you were meeting with the president, any president of the United States, you would wear a suit.
Yes.
It's any president.
It's like hiring Seth to be expected to win a marathon. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this guy didn't win the mental marathon. He doesn't even know the word infrastructure that he's in charge of funding. I mean, think about that for a minute. This guy is in charge of funding infrastructure in a state.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. You're right. Infrastructure.
Yeah.
This is the guy that has to write the check. He can't even say the word for what he's writing the check for.
First time caller Jim is correct. TikTok is good for something. It really is. It is a whole lot of fun. I'm suggesting everybody right now, before they ban it, get on TikTok, find half naked girls and Fetterman videos.
Yes.
Because that'll keep you occupied for days.
Yeah, it will. And girls jumping rope.
There should be a competency test for Congress. Well, then half of them wouldn't be there.
Nah, I think most of them are smarter than you think.
You think AOC is smart?
No, I don't think she'd be there. But I think
Sheeta Tlaib is smart.
Yeah, I do. Actually,
she's married to like her cousin or some crap like that. Isn't that her?
That doesn't make her stupid.
I guess not.
It makes her smart enough to know what avenues to take to get ahead. How much money you think she's worth now?
I don't know.
Being in the squad. You know, there's a $1 million book deal just waiting for her time to end.
Yeah, there is. I did forget. Kevin reminded me. I apologize. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth.
It's a special day for me.
I don't know why we're doing a show. I'm taking off. We have to finish the entire thing. I am. Today is a holiday. My wife had off today.
Wow.
Because of Juneteenth. So I don't know why we're doing a show.
I don't know either. I mean, I generally celebrate it the same way I do Arbor Day or, Sweetest Day. You know, it usually has the same connotation, so I don't know why you insisted on us coming in for this.
It's
hallowed day.
There's holidays for everything.
Is it hallowed or hollow day?
I don't know what it is.
It's pandering day.
It is.
Another pandering day.
I don't understand the entire thing. I mean, look, I think it's for a good cause. I mean, we should celebrate the fact that slavery was ended. I don't know why we picked, last year to finally do it.
I thought we did it for a whole month, every month in February.
No, we
Is that different?
That is different. That is very different. Maybe the day should have been in it, but I think this commemorates the actual day. But
okay.
And look, I'm not trying to say anything bad about it. I'm by no means am I trying to be racist, but I'm kind of getting sick and tired of all these different holidays. And oh, by the way, I hate to inform the left out there.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump is the one that wanted to get this done originally, and wasn't able to.
Juneteenth?
Yeah, he wanted to get it done and wasn't able to, but Biden is taking the credit for Juneteenth. And so that's fine.
Some of these comments are hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know which ones to put up, though.
Put them up. Put them up.
Caucasians aren't supposed to be off today. Pride fan rainbow. Look, I have to admit, too, when I worked at the radio station.
Yeah.
On Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
It was the funniest shit ever. Because myself, Triv, Glenn Forbes, whoever happened to be the producers at the time, because there were many, Goldman, whoever it was, we would all have Martin Luther King Day off because it was an iHeart holiday.
Okay.
And then the people working would be Andre Knott, Ken Robinson, every African-American, every black guy that they had working at the radio station, because they only had like 3,
right,
were working on Martin Luther King Day, while Triv and I were outside smoking cigarettes and going to lunch together because we had the day off.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I felt awful about it, but I don't think it was the right thing to do.
Nah, whatever. You know what, dude? I know quite a few black guys that would tell you that all of these holidays are bunk. Just like any other Heritage Day. Pick one, it doesn't matter. They're all bunk. And I think if you ask anybody but fringe people about any of these days, yeah, they'll take the day off. But there's very few black families that are sitting down to have a discussion about the freedom of slaves today. They're not sitting around their dinner table saying, let's have everybody share your Juneteenth moment.
And I don't understand why, if it was going to be a holiday, why this is so late in the happening. I mean, this is something that, it's a day that I guess should be remembered and people should know about and be educated about it. But enough with the holidays. Enough with celebrating everything at this point. We celebrate pizza. We celebrate hamburgers. We celebrate
sibling day.
Siblings. We take your daughter to work day. All this crap. It's enough. How about I think we talked about this earlier. Wait, hang on. Our mattress is on sale today. Most likely they are. We talked about this earlier a little bit, though, that we should really just cram all this junk into like a week.
Yeah.
Whatever. A month.
1 week would be great. National whatever you want to celebrate week.
Week. Yes. Celebrate all the shit that you like week.
And you know what? I even know the week to do it.
Wherever you are week.
Yeah. I know what week to do it.
All right.
The week between Christmas and New Year's.
Perfect. Nothing's going on then.
Nothing's going on. A lot of people are off work anyway. It's the perfect time.
Celebrate everything.
Yeah.
Go crazy. Have parties in the streets naked. I don't care what you do. Celebrate everything 1 week. That's what you got. And then how about the rest of the time, the rest of the year? We live as Americans and just go to work and go to bed and do everything that we do normally.
Yeah.
And quit celebrating everybody.
Even for our own country, the whole reason we get to live the way we do and do every single thing that we want to do is because we live here. We only give that one damn day.
Yeah, no.
We give that one day.
Yes.
Or
veterans. The veterans get a day.
And
Memorial Day,
and
day.
Let's go back to Veterans Day. Other than people if there wasn't Facebook or Twitter, we wouldn't be celebrating it at all.
Yeah.
We never did until there was a way to say, "Hey, thank you for your service." Put in your post. Before that, I can tell you for a fact, as a veteran, I never heard word one about Veterans Day until social media came about. Never did I get calls from friends who are like, "Hey, bro, thanks for your service." It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just another It's another way for people that didn't serve to get attention on themselves. Well, look at me. I'm supporting our troops.
Wait for take a dump day. There probably is a take a dump day.
There probably is that day. I'm sure there is.
Probably like a national toilet day.
I'm going to look right now. National.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I can't put up all these comments. Come on.
It's too close to Father's Day? Is that what you're saying?
Halfway through pandering month, face fuchsia poop shape.
Does not look like there is a national toilet day.
No.
I'm surprised.
Well, we're starting one. I am starting national.
Don't make it. Oh, there is a national. I'm sorry. World Toilet Day is November 19th.
See? All right. So November 19th, we will be celebrating National Toilet Day by doing the show on the John.
Yes. Each year on November 19th, World Toilet Day celebrates toilets and highlights the global sanitation crisis that affects billions of people around the world who are living without access to safely managed toilets. Are you kidding me with this?
Well, I mean, look, to be fair, I did go to Jamaica once, right? And
yeah.
Stayed in a very nice, posh resort kind of thing. And then they had a wall around the resort.
Yeah.
And if you looked over the wall, they had this little town of just nothing. It was like mud huts and like metal walls and stuff like that. And then they would take a dump, like literally in the ground, and then bury it. So, I mean, there are places in the world that don't actually have toilets. So I guess here, though, National Toilet Day should be celebrated then, that we actually have them.
Yeah, but maybe they should celebrate it more in India or somewhere where they don't have toilets in every home to kind of, raise awareness.
There it is.
There's the sign, National Toilet.
Look, with the thinker.
The thinker on the toilet.
I tried to do my best thinking. I found all the videos that I played to open the show on the toilet.
There you go. The only thing missing from this is instead of having his hand on his chin, he should be holding his cell phone.
Oh, it's World Toilet Day. Wow.
World Toilet Day.
Not National Toilet Day.
No, it's
Crazy.
World Toilet Day.
Look at that.
We celebrate this all around the world. World Toilet Day.
That's a day to celebrate when you've been constipated for days.
I wonder why they wouldn't. Well, I guess because it's World Toilet Day. I was going to say if it's National Toilet Day, they could make it after Thanksgiving. Like the same as Black Friday.
Yeah,
it could also
right?
be National Toilet Day.
That's a good day. Absolutely. Pick that one. Toilets
Wow,
are so
we're off and
important,
running tonight, aren't we?
especially when you have one that has a weak flush. See, all right, I have to admit, when I go to like anywhere, like even when I got this home, I made sure to walk around every toilet and check the flushing situation. Because I can't have a weak flush, man. That's not happening.
Well, no.
If I go to a hotel room and they got a weak flush, I'll use the one in the lobby because the one in the lobby generally has a better flush.
You want the one that's like whoosh.
Yeah. I need something. I need like Hurricane Irma to go through the
Right, exactly. It damn near sucks the ceramic off the bowl.
Yeah.
Boy, Scott Dietschy's going to be thrilled to come onto this
Yeah,
show.
he's going to enjoy this show.
He's going to be like, fuck that. I'm not coming onto there.
We do have Scott Dietschy coming up in just a little bit. All things Mafia, mob, author. He's an expert in the field, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you and I have now become officially obsessed with the mob.
Yeah.
We meet one mobster and we're officially obsessed with the mob.
Did you watch your shirt? I have not watched the Godfathers yet.
For everybody that wants to know, I am going to gift Seth the Godfather box set on Saturday when I see him. I'm going to give him my box set of Godfather 1, 2, and 3. And therefore, he will have no more excuses not to have watched the greatest movie of all time.
Now, do you have to watch them in order?
You don't have to, but it'll sure make a lot more sense if you do.
I started
you should watch 1 before 2. I'll say that. 3 is kind of a standalone, but you definitely should watch 1 before 2 or it won't make a ton of sense.
I watched Goodfellas again the other night, but the only problem is it was on one of these commercial television stations.
Right.
So half the movie is an hour shorter because you didn't hear all the swear words.
Right.
It was like 35 minutes long when you take all the fucks and everything else. So it was a quick movie to watch on regular television.
Of course, and then every time anything gets good in it, then it's like you get interrupted by the girl from Lume or something.
Speaking of toilets. Yes.
Speaking of toilets, it's my toilet humor.
But I want to ask Scott about that, like Goodfellas and stuff, because reading some about him, it seems like he may not be thinking that the films translate into what was really going on.
Well, I mean, that's perfect fodder for. I mean, this guy knows the mob. He knows mobsters. He knows everything. I mean, he really. I've known Scott for a while. He knows everything about the mob. So, and he's written 6-8 books about the mob and everything else. I mean, he's definitely locked in on the mob. So he will know, no question.
Martin Luther came up with the 95 Theses on the toilet of that time. I learned that now at Ignatius. I don't know how we got stuck on toilets.
Because of National Toilet Day, because we're celebrating everything now.
Because everything needs to be celebrated. I'm trying to think of what else isn't celebrated. I mean, there has to be something that is not celebrated.
I would think everything is celebrated now.
Because I think, was it April or May was Asian, Indonesian, Pacific Islander month or something like that?
There's a day for every. I'll bet you I'm going to type in just random. We both are sitting in front of a microphone. Microphone Day.
What heritage are you?
I don't know. I think I'm Irish, maybe. Like German Irish or something. I don't know. I've always found heritage to be dumb. So I've never celebrated. I know there's some Irish nonsense in me because my grandmother at one time took me to kiss the Blarney Stone in Ireland. So I know there's some Irish. I don't know if that's all Irish or... I've never got into it. I've never cared. You know, what my great-great-great-grandfather did has no bearing on me at all. So I never gave a shit. You know,
I think that toilet is smarter than Fetterman. Let's see.
It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Well, thank you. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle.
April 21st is Microphone Day.
Nice.
There's a day for everything.
We missed it. How did we not celebrate
Microphone Day? Well,
swear jar for Seth. I didn't say anything. I said but I was making a point. It wasn't for random swearing. It was just I was making.
Well, you get a swear jar. I get a swear shipping container.
But I wasn't swearing for effect. I was, or for any, even in conversation, I was saying that the movie, if you take out all those words.
Oh, wait a minute. This is we have conflicting information here. International Microphone Day is on January 2nd. So there's 2 microphone days.
Nice. Do you understand this from One Love?
I had a alert saying you guys are going live, but have to come back. At Chris, I wanted to know breaking news about the live PD show. What? A&E is suing Reels, and it has been taken. I'm not aware of this. That sucks, though, if that is the truth, which I'm sure it probably is, because that show rules. But they did totally steal it. Are you familiar with that show at all?
Live PD?
Well, I'm sure you're aware of Live PD, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, when they took it off the air because of inclusion again, because of the left complaining, they went off for 3 years, but they started a new show called On Patrol Live.
Okay.
And On Patrol Live is Live PD. It's exactly the same guys. Same guys even.
Yeah. All right.
It's Styx Larkin and the other 2 guys.
Yeah.
And Dan Abrams and the other guy, the other cop. I mean, it's literally the same. They do the same bits about we need your help thing. It's a great show. I watch it. I was not aware it got taken off. No.
Wow.
That sucks. Damn A&E scraps it and won't let it be on. That sucks. I'm looking that up right now.
Seth, you see the mention of Michael Franchese, father, in Goodfellas.
Yes. I actually watched Goodfellas today.
I watched that scene actually last night. I was going to pull it for today, but then I didn't. White Supremacy Day is not celebrated.
It's not?
You have to look that up. That has to be.
I think if you ask most people that are not white, they'll say every day is White Supremacy Day.
Tampon Day?
Well, let's look that up too. Tampon Day. Tampon Day. National Tampon Day, May 12th, 2024 is the next
serious?
one. Yes.
Get out of here.
That's serious.
I'm celebrating that one too.
Present.
All right, here's some breaking news.
National
Braves
Tampon
on
Day.
TV. It's not being taken off, Chris.
Good, thank God.
They just got signed for another season.
Thank God.
National Tampon Day. Is that a dude holding it? I can't tell.
I really object to you making a decision about this person's gender, Seth.
I apologize.
Stop it.
Apologize. Is that a
man
gender
with a penis?
Gender fluid person holding that tampon?
Yes.
Look, history of National Tampon Day. Not much is known, it says.
Not much is known about the history of National Tampon Day, except it is observed on May 12th annually.
Nice.
According to Wikipedia, again, it goes into the definition of a tampon. Let's see here. Let me skip that. Before the invention of modern tampons and pads, women in different cultures and civilizations used various methods to protect their modesty during menstruation. Or menstruation, as what's his name would say. Ancient Egyptian women are said to have used softened papyrus during their menstrual flow. Hippocrates? Hippocrates? Hippocrates, the father of medicine, documented that ancient Greek women made tampons by wrapping bits of wood with lint. Ouch.
How uncomfortable is that?
Ouch.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Well, maybe I would, but that's...
You have to think they'd be bleeding from getting cut?
I went to it was like a national sex museum with my wife when we were in Vegas the last time.
Yeah.
Literally because we stayed at Trump Hotel.
Okay.
And it was in walking distance from Trump Hotel. I don't think that was meant to be. I think it just happened that way.
Right.
So there was this national sex museum literally across the street. And so we walked over there one day. It wasn't that expensive to get in. But I'll tell you what, the coolest museum I've ever been to in my entire life. I'll get to the tampon thing in a minute. But they had a room that you went in. It was like a circular velvet couch. Yeah, Scott Deitchie's going to cancel. It was a circular velvet couch in this room. And on the walls of this room, nothing but porn.
Oh,
It was just TVs, must have been 50 TVs at least. Just of old porn, new porn, like old 70s porn to brand new porn. It was all over the place. Great room. Then they had like a Star Wars section.
Okay.
Where there was like a Star Wars porn, but they had like a land speeder. Like if you're a Star Wars fan, land speeder, and they had like a Luke Skywalker like mannequin standing there, and they had the porn playing in the background.
Wow.
But this is an actual museum that you can walk through, and they have like ancient artifacts of stuff that were like original sex toys, original tampon stuff, and all that kind of, and it's behind glass. Like you would go to like our Natural History Museum and see an artifact behind glass with a little plaque description, and that's what it was. It was an actual sex museum of all these different artifacts, and I found it fascinating.
That's funny. Dude, there's museums for just like there's days for everything. There's museums, I think, for everything too, isn't there?
Yeah. Sorry, this show's going out of control. Tampon Day has been canceled since the bleed panties were just invented. All right. And now anybody can buy tampons. I mean, it really does work that way because anybody, according to the one video that I had a couple weeks ago, men can bleed.
Yeah. Of course they can.
Hands on exhibit.
Did you know, speaking of museums, that there is a national Last Supper museum?
Really?
Yes.
Is it? It's not next to the sex museum.
No, it's in Arizona. Let me pull it up here. I actually know the guy that is the curator of it. Last Supper Museum. But what he collects is Last Supper memorabilia. And who would have thought that there would be Last Supper memorabilia? But look at this nonsense. I can't imagine making a trip to wherever this place is. It's somewhere in Arizona, Douglas, Arizona. But look, all these different pieces.
Like dogs and stuff sitting at the Last Supper table?
This is cats. This is dogs. This is Legos. This is Last Supper in a bottle. A Whammo Frisbee. Wow. Berry Hill Bears. Glass image. What is this one? Missing Man formation.
Is that sacrilegious? I would say so.
I would think so. Knowing Eric that runs the place, I would definitely think so. But
wow.
Yeah, I mean he's got them for days.
I mean, I know they have like that Noah's Ark thing.
Yeah. There's a bubblegum card of the last museum. What? There you go. The Last Supper.
My wife is finally listening to the show. We had a Groupon, and the Larry Flint Memorial was awesome.
Groupon.
We did have a Groupon. We got on to go to that sex museum. We had a Groupon, and so it was really cheap for us to get in.
You didn't feel bad going into a sex museum with a coupon?
Man, but it was things in Vegas aren't cheap. So
yeah, I get that, but still.
You ever seen the show?
There's certain things you should pay full price for.
You ever seen Counting Cars on History Channel or something like
sure.
Count Customs?
Yeah.
I went to that museum.
Okay.
And that was kind of, it wasn't that expensive. But then we also went to the sex museum. We did have a Groupon. It was hysterical, though, because back then I worked with Geraldo, right?
Okay.
And so we got through all this museum of sex stuff, and we get to the downstairs area, and the first thing I see on a TV in this porn museum is Geraldo Rivera's picture. Talking about Larry Flint.
Why were they showing Geraldo? Because of the mustache, or
because he did the whole Larry Flint
the vault or whatever? No, that was
a hole in a wall type of place. No, it was a very respectable kind of place. Just a lot of porn all over.
You missed the joke there, dude.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, his joke on that the hole in the wall.
No, I got it.
He should put glory in parentheses.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe.
No, I got it. I just wasn't going there. Believe me. I have to admit, though, man, it was kind of like cool sitting like in this that round theater kind of thing with all the TVs, and like my wife was on one side, and like this kind of cute chick sat on the other side, so we're all sitting there, everybody's watching porn together. Right. Weird, but it was all right.
Wow, we have definitely gone completely off the rails today. All right, that's fine.
Man,
that's not nice.
We heard a song saying "Women Only Bleed." Not in
Alice
2023.
Alice Cooper.
Not in 2023. He's got to change those lyrics. Actually, breaking news: Alice Cooper's being sued over the song "Women Bleed."
Only people that claim their women bleed.
Pornaldo Rivera. Sounds definitely like the Groupon was happening. Okay. Last Supper was the name of the package my best man bought at Crazy Horse before for my bachelor party.
Ugh. Is there anything worse than eating at a strip club?
I ate at Fox's Den once.
Oh, dude, you are daring.
Fox's Den was on like Brook Park Road there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was something on it. I don't know what was made with, but
dude, I just remember one time I used to work over there near is it the Silver Horse or whatever there by Solon?
Yeah.
By Tri-C.
Okay.
And at one point, everybody, like a group of us, were like, "Yeah, let's just go down there and look at some naked chicks and go over there for lunch." So we go over for lunch, and it's a buffet lunch in a strip club, and I just couldn't do it. And really? Believe me, I'm as filthy an animal as anybody has ever seen. And just seeing this open sandwich meat and potatoes and stuff and day strippers, right here, 50 feet from it, I was just like, no, I can't eat that. That's just going to be funky. Just no.
My Chuck E. Cheese token, Rocky's Brook on Brook Park Road. Man, I've been in that place once.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Both. Rockies and Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
Both are filthy,
Oh,
in
yeah.
my opinion.
I miss those. I haven't been to Brook Park in years. Did they clean up that whole strip?
Yeah, there's not a
now?
whole lot down there anymore. It's just, I mean, I think Crazy Horse is still down there. I think
Is
there's
the Lido Lounge still around there somewhere?
That's on Lido Lounge is on 117th
Is it still around?
near Lakewood. It was a few years ago. My wife went up there. For a while.
My friend John had his bachelor party there once.
Yeah.
We took a bus. I don't know what, like, we had this bus that was just a rolling bus of booze.
Yeah.
And weed, and just got drunk and stoned out of our minds. And then we ended up at the Lido Lounge. It's like, of all the places we could stop, instead of going to Diamonds or something, we ended up at the Lido Lounge.
Yeah, it's not exactly the highest class joint.
Oh, it was just the worst. And we go in this place. There's like 3 strippers total working the place. The best looking stripper might have been a 4, and then all of us are buying lap dances for the groom, because none of us even wanted lap dances. But we had to do something for the groom. So we gave him lap dances from these 3s and 4s. It was really a bad night.
My first ever experience at a strip club.
Yeah.
This is off the rails today, but that's fine. First ever experience at a strip club. I went down with a bunch of friends. Must have been like just 18, 19 years old. I don't think we were even old enough to get into the Crazy Horse.
Sure.
But, it was Crazy Horse on St. Clair down there, downtown.
Right.
And we get there, and we're just a bunch of young punk kids and whatever.
Sure.
And so yes. I think I'm going to call Tony.
Anyway, go ahead.
So I get there, and there's this van. It looks like one of these kidnapper vans.
Okay.
Like one of these old 70s vans.
Right.
And the doors open up in the back. And this guy pops out. And he talks to, there's 3 of us. And he's like, hey, my wife is in the back of the van. Anything you want, $20. And I'm sitting there going, dude, I brought money for dances tonight.
Sure.
$20, whatever I want, I can just leave. Because I'm good to go then. I'm out.
Right.
And then I started thinking about all the horrible situations. Thank God that, when I was just 18 and, in a mood to go to a strip club, I wasn't stupid. Because I can only imagine what the hell was in the back of that van now.
Oh,
if I would have gotten in the back of that van, I'd have been dead. I'd have been left on the side of St. Clair somewhere. My buddies would have been laughing at me, dumbass, getting in the back of that van. But who knows what the hell was in the back of that van? But he was offering $20 for his wife. It was crazy.
My God.
Pinkies. Do you remember Pinkies?
Yeah, of course.
Pinkies Adult Bookstore and Strip Club was just off of Brook Park, like 150th. That's another place that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was, even by my filthy standard, it was a little too disgusting for me.
Yeah, it was really bad in there, man.
Did you ever go to Pinkies during the day?
Yeah, of course, because that's it was they were rough.
That was a half a step above cattle. It was brutal in there. Oh my God.
There's a place up the street from me called the Peppermint Hippo. That is so funny, Scott, that you say that, because I literally was talking with my wife about the Peppermint Hippo. It popped up on like one of her Facebook pages for no reason. There was an ad for the Peppermint Hippo, and so I looked it up, and there's this girl there, Bambi Ambi or something like that. I don't know. But I looked her up, and she's a good-looking broad. But I mean, yeah, there's a place called the Peppermint Hippo down in Akron, I guess. I've never been there. I don't think I would go. Maybe Tony would finally get good reception at Lido's.
He might. You never know. That is funny.
So what was your first experience?
I was either 14 or 15. And I was working for, my dad was a traffic manager, meaning that he booked trucks for Brown Derby right out of Northfield. It's now like that big furniture place there across the street from the abandoned Ford plant, whatever that place is called. But it was the Brown Derby at that point. And I used to work there after school. So he sent me, they bought a building down in the flats that was full of, it was like an abandoned warehouse, but it was full of air conditioners and refrigerators and stuff that had just been left. And it was a full warehouse of this stuff. So they sent me and this guy Leon down to clean this building out. And this guy Leon was absolutely insane. I mean, legitimately nuts. Like, to where we would go in, he'd start screaming in the empty building, and then he would fight any bums that were in the building. It would, like, you know, I'm 14 years old or whatever. I'm scared to death, and he's throwing punches with homeless guys or whatever that are squatting, getting them out. It was dangerous, right? So we're going down there. We're working down there cleaning this building for about 3 weeks over the summer. And at one point, he's like, let's go to lunch. I was like, okay. We go down, like we were on the third floor. We go down, and there was what was down there? Crazy Horse or whatever, right on the edge of the flats. It was in the flats on the East Bank. I think it was free. Yeah, it was right at the end across from like Shooters and that.
Oh, Circus.
The Circus. That's right. Circus. So we go into Circus.
How do I know
And
this?
I'm 14 years old. And they were so afraid to mess with him that they just let me come in with him. And we go into the strip club, and I'm just loving it at 14 years old. I'm like, yes. You know, and he orders me beer. He's like, yeah, bring us a couple of beers. They bring beers. I ended up so hammered. 14 years old. I'm hammered. I'm watching women. You know, I'm like, this is being a grown-up's going to be the best thing ever, man. But that was my first ever strip club. We stayed there probably 2 or 3 hours just watching strippers and drinking. That's awesome. Great. I was 14.
Yeah, Circus wasn't that bad of a place, man. I kind of like
No, Circus was nice. Circus had that, like the two-side thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like the bikini
Topless
bottoms
then,
or whatever on one side, and then
naked.
Nothing on the other side, but you had to drink carrot juice or something.
My cousin owned a bikini bar on 200th Street in Cleveland. Girls, the most fugly you ever saw. Made a ton of money, though.
I'll bet.
Yeah, look, man, those places, I don't care how ugly the girls are. They're not ugly for the guy that wants to go to a strip club.
Guys are animals. Let's just call it the way it is. We are animals. We're not sophisticated. When women get with us and they're like, "Don't look at women. You're barking up the wrong tree." We are no better than dogs looking for a crotch. We are the same. We're exactly the same as that. We just have the ability to pretend we're not doing it a little better than a dog.
Yeah,
but we're the same.
Look, I don't even hide it anymore. And
no.
Look, I love my wife like you can't believe, man. My wife is a saint. And I could never get better if I tried 1 billion times. She's the best thing ever for me. But you can't help if some good-looking girl walks by, you're going to stare. I mean, it just kind of happens that way. And I don't blame her if she sees some hot dude walking by. I mean, we're people. People find other people attractive.
Right?
I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, there's none.
I still love this. This was funny. The charge based on the stretch marks of each stripper. That's a hippo. It's going to be like $400 to get in.
Right. Well, I just got a late breaking message from Scott Deitch. He's going to be about a half hour late. So
half hour?
Yeah, we're going to push to 5:15. Is that okay?
Yeah, we got Charlie Kalani though at 5:30.
Okay.
Charlie Kalani's coming on to talk about his liquid deal. So we'll make everything work.
All right. I'll just say okay, but earlier is better.
The better.
All right. Everything going at full speed today.
Yeah, we'll talk about strippers for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, well, strip clubs. We've answer me this question: are you a fan of strip clubs?
Now?
Ever? Were you ever?
Yes, absolutely.
Were you really?
When I was growing up, because I was just a young idiot. Now, I realize that, they don't actually like me.
Right.
And so, when they realize that they actually don't care, then, that kind of sucked. You're just wasting money at that point.
Right.
It sucks to wait.
It was great when you assumed that they actually were like into you.
Yeah, like every time I got like one of those lap dances, I was like, all right, she's going to come home with me.
Right.
Or she's going to want to meet up afterwards. And it never happened. And then I grew up and realized that, no, they just want that extra 20 or whatever.
Yeah. While they can still see money in your wallet, they're like, yeah, maybe we could meet up after tonight.
Yeah, and as soon as I say this is the last I got, all right, well, I'll see you.
Yeah.
Thanks, honey. It was great knowing you.
Or, I got to get back to work. That was always the cue for me, was run out of money. It's like, I got to get back to work.
All right. Yeah, it was fun. I went to a strip club. Dude, all these strip club stories have to do with my wife. We went to a strip club the week that we got married in Vegas.
Okay.
And it was a great place right on Fremont Street, old Vegas.
Yeah.
And so it was we were drinking and having a good time, walking around with these big football glasses of beer and stuff.
Right.
So we were pretty lit. And I was like, why don't we, stop in one of these clubs? She's like, yeah, that'd be great. And so she bought me a dance, and then I bought her a dance. And halfway through her dance, she got up. She was just uncomfortable, didn't want to be there. And she's like, can you give the rest of my dance to my husband? I'll take it. All right.
Dude, I have stripper stories for days. When I first got single, my friend Stephanie and our other friend Adam took me to a strip club down in Lima called the Landing Strip. Great name for a strip club.
Yeah.
And just as a side note for this club, the all-time winner of they start advertising on Facebook the week of graduation every year that they're hiring new strippers. They literally do that. They're like, are you just graduating high school? We got a job for you.
Got to pay for that college.
Yeah, come on in. Like they're on it. It's called the Landing Strip down in Lima. So we go down to the Landing Strip one night. Just hammered. I mean, my friend Stephanie at the time lived down there. So we had been at her place just getting crocked. And then we were like, let's go see some strippers. So we go down to the Landing Strip. So the way this place was configured was it had a dance floor with a pole on it.
Yeah.
But then it had I'd say about 1.5 feet, 2 foot high rail around it, type of a deal, around the floor.
Yeah.
And then it had chairs sitting around the rail. And that's how everybody, you would sit around the rail and the girls would come by and do their thing. And then you would kind of stick the dollar in their G-string type of a deal, right? Well, this place gets nuts. Like this place gets, the girls end up sitting on the rail with their legs on your shoulders and, putting it all in your face. It's really wild place, right? So at one point, I'm all trashed. I was like, $20, I'll pick her up. And my friend Adam is like, yeah, go ahead. Corey's like, yeah, because we don't live in Lima, so we don't care. What are they gonna do? Kick us out of town? So what? So sure enough, girl puts her legs on my shoulders. I get ready to get up, and my friend Stephanie jumps in and pushes her off me because she knew I was just going to flip her over. But yeah, the Landing Strip, that place is another.
Flat Earth guy is checking in. It's called self-control. I am a one-woman man.
Well, good for him.
So am I. I'm not saying that, look, I have the utmost respect and love for my wife, and I don't go to strip clubs now because I don't want to waste money, but I don't think it's like going to a movie, right? I mean, it's not like I'm getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're doing anything to me. It's like going to see something that entertains you, and then you go home afterwards.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly.
If anything, it might spark your relationship with your significant other.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I mean, judging, unless you're one of these creepers that goes out and rapes these women or something, it's entertaining. I say it all the time. Sex is like baseball. It's not that important. It's just something you do to have fun. And if it is more to you than that, then that's your relationship. But for most of us, most guys, it ain't that important. It ain't the end all be all. It ain't rose petals leading to the bedroom. It's just not.
Speaking of Flat Earth guy, he's going to be on next Monday.
Yes.
1 week from today.
Unless we keep going with this conversation.
Yeah, unless we keep going. I will not ask flat Earth guy, plain truth guy, anything about this kind of stuff. I'm always respectful to him. He is a friend, and I will absolutely have nothing but respect for his opinions,
Of course.
and for what he's going to talk about, because I think he's got a lot of great stuff that he's going to discuss next Monday night.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun.
I think it'll be fun.
It will be fun.
So Seth, if you were rich, you'd be at the Lido right now. If I were rich,
Wouldn't be at the Lido.
I wouldn't be at the Lido. I'd pick a lot better place than that. I wouldn't be.
I think you're at the perfect economic structure to be at the Lido right now. You know,
Right. Scrape up the change on the ground. I can get a Lido.
That's right.
National Stripper Day. When is that?
I'm positive that's a day. Let's see here. National Stripper Day. That is June 9th. We just missed it.
June 9th. Man, how did we miss that day?
Yeah, we just missed it. We'd like to make this national holiday for everyone to visit your favorite strip club every year on June 9th to show your appreciation. National Stripper Appreciation Day.
I've never been inside Christie's.
Christie's,
I think I was there
okay.
one time for like a minute, and I walked out. It wasn't for anything. It was for work-related stuff.
It's clean, but it's always packed. It always has so many people in it that it's like, you know, it's like, do you really want to be 51st in line?
Right.
You know, you're gonna, by the time the girl gets over to dance for you, she smells like 30 other guys' cologne. It's like, ugh, no.
All right. I don't want to fall too far behind. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back.